When is the best time to get in position when you're thinking of investing in the cryptocurrency markets? This is a question that's the million dollar question, and a question that many people, most, I would say over 90% of people, get wrong. Okay, so today I want to do something special and articulate a comparison that can put things into perspective so that you can understand where you might be at in the market today and how valuable is it to consider actually when you're thinking of getting in position, when you're thinking of entering the position, when you're thinking of exiting the position. There's a lot that's involved. And most people, from what I see, just Hail Mary their money into the market at any given time without understanding where they're at and where the market can actually go. Okay, because these markets are breathing. These markets are ebbing and flowing. They're volatile, right? They go up, they go down, and they're cyclical. So they have cycles. So quickly, I'm going to describe an analogy here and draw a comparison of similarities that I think if you stick with me through to the end, you'll see that there's some value behind my purpose with this video. So a few years ago, I took my family to Yosemite National Park in California. It's an incredible place. And in Yosemite Valley, they have a plethora of hikes. Okay, there's all different kinds of hikes that you could choose on going. And today we're going to look at the hike that I went on with my family. It's the Yosemite Falls hike, the Upper Falls hike. Okay, so on this day, it was actually July 4th. It was July 4th in the morning. We talked to the counselors, we talked to some of the staff, and we asked what best practices were for achieving this hike because it was a very strenuous hike, an advanced hike. And they said that we should get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and start the hike really early so that by the time we got all the way up to the top of the falls, we would have beat the sun that you're exposed in when you kind of get halfway up and the hike is extremely strenuous. So we did this. My family and I, we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're in the dark beginning this hike. Okay, so it could look a little confusing what I have displayed here. And as I begin, but I promise you that as we go through this for the next like 5-10 minutes, you're going to really clearly see what my method is behind the madness. So we started here at 4 o'clock in the morning and we go through these switchbacks and we're climbing this trail all the way up to the top. Okay, we get to the top. It was so worth it. I suggest you go try that Upper Falls hike. There's a pool up there. We were able to, it took us about 3 hours. We were able to sit in the pool and relax and take our time and experience the views that the summit of the hike offered us. Okay, so then we spent about a couple hours up there, 2 or 3 hours, and then here is the purpose of the video. We started to make our way down, back down in the middle of the day, like noon, right? It was hot, there was a lot of sun. We started to make our way down. And so on the way down, okay, so I'll use this green little guy as like this is my family, and we're starting to work our way down through these switchbacks, which are enormous. I think it was a 3-mile trek up, so it's 3 miles to come down. And we get to about here, right, which is a substantial amount of trek. We get to about here, and then you have a couple. You have people who are coming up the mountain, and they have no idea where the top is. Right? They have no idea where this beginning ever ends. And they're thinking, how long? Because, I mean, literally, when you're here, you think you're almost at the top. And when you're here, you think you're almost at the top. So you have no idea. And these people would ask, say, hey, how close is it? They're struggling. They're sitting there. They're out of breath. And it's hot. They didn't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning like us. They went out a little bit later in the day. And we'd say to them, oh, it's just around the corner. Keep going. Keep going. You're almost there. And they're like, okay, great. And they're inspired and they start on with their journey. And we would continue to go down throughout the day. You get to over here. And people are walking up still, right? They're walking up and they're same thing. They're like, oh, how long do we have? How much time? And they're sweating bullets. It's getting even hotter, right? It's the middle of the day. Our family, we're thinking, it's a good thing we actually beat all of that on the way up. And we got the intel, we got the inside scoop from the staff and from the park rangers who gave us the inside information on how we could attack this hike a little differently than the general population of people who start at like 9, 10 o'clock. Again, it takes about 3 hours, so it's tough. So by the time we were coming down and people are going up, they were exposed in the sun, exerting a lot more energy than we were going down. And they'd ask us, and about here, we started to say the same thing. Yeah, you're not that far. It's probably like an hour. You got it. I mean, you've already made it this far. Might as well continue. And so again, the person would be inspired. They're like, okay, fine. Like, I'll do it. I'll keep going. And you could tell that they're about to quit. They're about to give up, and you're giving them a little inspiration. And you're saying, come on, you got it. And I remember when my family got to about here, we all sort of looked at each other and we had the same thought, thinking, man, we've been going down for a long time. And we know that there is a whole heck of a lot more of a hike that these people have to go through. And every time we come through a switchback, we're seeing a group come up and they're asking us that same question, like, how long is it? And when we got to about here, we changed our tune, right? Up here, we were like, go, you got it. You're almost there. Not that far. You made it this far. Just continue, don't give up. But here, we became more realistic. We were like, well, you got about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, it is a lot left to go. So just want to let you know, right? Not hiking advice, but, not financial advice, right? But use your own thoughts of discernment in your own right, because you got a long way to go. And then you get down to here, it was even more drilled in to the person who was asking, like, so where is it? Because honestly, when we started this hike, when we got to here, we thought we were almost to the top. I mean, it is a staggering hike up to the top of the summit, right? So you get here and you're like, look, you have a tremendous amount to go. So have fun, go ahead and do your own hike, but it might not be the best thing for you, because now it's getting later in the evening. It might take you another 2 hours at this point to get up to the top. And then to get back down, you might be flirting with sunset here. And that's dangerous, right? It's dangerous to be on these trails when it gets dark out. So it was even more like reserved. We're more conservative, like saying, hey, if the person was thinking about giving up, we were just encouraging them. Oh, you made it this far. Look, there's beautiful views here. And, you can come at this and do it next time. We weren't like we were up here encouraging people to go further up the hill to the summit. Okay, and when we got down here, we were literally telling people, just turn around. Don't worry about it. Now is not the time to consider making this hike. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You just started probably like a half hour ago. You started at like 1:30 in the afternoon. It's probably not realistic that you're going to get to the top. So maybe just go ahead and hang out. Yeah, there's a really cool viewpoint around here. Go ahead and see what you can do, but no way, shape, or form would I suggest that you're going to summit this thing today on July 4th. And we were literally telling people to turn around. Okay. So why go through this explanation? So the way that I look at this and the way that they explain this to my team, to my group of people who I encourage into the cryptocurrency market, this is an inverse look at how I envision bull and bear markets. Okay. And so just as we went on this journey down and we were encouraging people to either continue or not to, we're going to take a look at what my suggestion is for rationalizing your position in a bull and bear market cycle. And what we're looking at right now is a bull market. Okay, so when prices are going up for a long period of time, it's a bull market. Okay, When prices go down for a long period of time, it's a bear market. And so let's just imagine we're on this trail. We're on this trail of a bull market, okay? Arguably, where we could be at right now in real time as of creating this video. At the end of June, early July of 2023, we're kind of around here somewhere, right? We had just came down from a bear market, and we had a little sideways action, and the jury was still out whether or not we are in a full bull market or we're still in a bear market, okay? And so it is my theory that we are in a bit of a bull market restructuring, okay? And so we're here. This is where we actually are. So when people come up to me and they're like, I don't know, is it a good time to get into the cryptocurrency markets? At the bottom of a bull market, that's the best time to get into position. It's the best time to get into position into a bull market. But what happens is, at the bottom of a bull market, where we could be at right now, what do you always see? You're going to see a lot of negative news. You're going to see a lot of threats of regulation. You're going to see a lot of lawsuit things happen with the SEC that's happening right now. We're going to see war events. You're going to see a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And what does that do to a person? It has them actually quit before they even get ahead, right? It has them sort of quit before they even get into the game. And this is what I see. This is what I saw during the last bull market. Okay, what happens is when people get to here, right? When it gets to this stage, and this is like 3 hours of time right here, right? We said about 3 hours of going up and down. This whole span of time. This whole span of time could be 3 years. Okay? 3 years. From here to here. And so at like year 2 or year 2.5, the same person will come up to me and say, oh my God, I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to get in. I'm ready to get into the game. I'm ready to get in right now. And why are they saying that to me? Well, because the sentiment has changed. The news has changed. The FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt gets switched around into FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So now people are in fear of missing out on the bull market. They get into this thing, maybe in a little bit, in a little position, and what they want to do is add to their position. Oh, these are little plus signs, right? These are little plus signs where they're adding to their position at the wrong time. This is what people do all the time through these cycles. They start late. They start too late in the game. They didn't wake up early. Take the advantage of the knowledge of the experts, okay? And start early when it's uncomfortable. Would I would love to have been asleep here at 4 o'clock in the morning? Sure. It was difficult dragging my son up out of the tent at 4 o'clock in the morning, out of the little cabin yurt thing that we were in, at 4 in the morning. But he understood the value later on in the day, later on in the cycle of the day. We listened to the experts. So when it comes to bear bull market, I see this as exactly the same. I think human beings repeat these exact cycles in their life, regardless of investing in cryptocurrency projects at the right time or succeeding in this beautiful hike to where you have the best outcome. So what do the experts tell you? Have you ever heard Warren Buffett talk? He said, it's about making money when nobody cares. Well, he says when there's blood in the streets, meaning right here at this time, this is where the experts are telling us to get in position. This is like waking up at 4 a.m. and beginning the hike. in the dark where nobody's there. I'm gonna tell you, there was really no one on that trail at 4 o'clock in the morning. For when we were coming down, this was busy, congested with people. Because most people are waking up at 9, 10 o'clock, have a leisurely day. And yes, this is not life or death, right? But when you're investing your money in the markets, it could be a little bit more important. It could be life or death to some of us, okay? And why not take it from the experts who tell you to get in position down here when nobody cares, nobody's awake yet down here, right? When do people wake up? They wake up over here for some reason. They wake up there. You don't want to be this person, okay? And we are in the beginning of a restructuring of a bull market right now in real time, where the prices are at the lowest they've been. Over 90% drops from the previous all-time high. You could look at that previous all-time high in 2020, okay? And so here we are in a position where I'm screaming to people, look at the opportunity. Check this opportunity out. Look at it for yourself. Look at the market, right? Go on tradingview.com and look at the previous bull cycle. Analyze how this looks a little similar. And so right now, if you look at the chart, you're not going to see any of this. You're going to see it look like this. You're going to see it look like this. Okay? You're not going to see anything here. The chart's going to look like this. And actually right now, it's kind of like that. Right? It has gone down a little bit. So the chart is right here, right now, in real time. This is where we're at. Right? It's kind of like over here, when we started to come down, and people were asking, should we continue to go up higher? Could we make it? And we're like, absolutely, you could make it. Go. You're right there. You're so close. People were asking, is it a good time? Is it a good time to get in? The response is, yeah, you might have missed this opportunity, but actually, markets went down a little bit. Is there a better opportunity than right now? It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that right now is not probably the best time. Could prices go down a little bit more? Could prices rally up like this and then kind of come down and then go down here? Could the structure of the market sort of look like this over time? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that over time, as this cycle breathes and ebbs and flows, this entire area is the time to start, the time to get in. Here is like, I don't know, I guess you could still do it. It's like over here. Yeah, I guess you can get into it. Here you're like, I don't know. You know, if I were you, what I would do here is just save your money. I would save it. I wouldn't get into the market at this point. Save your money and wait till later on, 2 years down the road when things drop again. Because if you put your money in here, yes, will it go up? Okay, maybe. But the difference of here to here is like, could be like 1,000% difference. 1,000% difference. And so where are we at? Okay, we're somewhere around here. So there's still time, my friends. There's still time, in my opinion. It's not me saying it. Okay, these are experts talking about it. The smart investors understand that this is called the accumulation phase, where they accumulate their positions quietly. It's not exciting. The news channels aren't behind it. This is where we gather our positions, okay? So that we can then take advantage. So our dollar bill sort of rises up to the end because things will go up and then we'll start this process of it going back down over time as the cyclical nature of the cryptocurrency markets will continue. Okay, this isn't financial advice, but I hope that you can see an opportunity here to get a different perspective of where the potential direction of the markets might go towards. Okay. And there are lots of different projects launching right now. There's lots of protocols doing really fantastic things that you can get behind and support in a time where maybe the direction is changing. Okay. It is not always the case, right? We're in a very special time. You couldn't really make a video like this for 3 years, really. 3 years ago, we could have made this video also. And that's why I'm showing this right now. 3 years from now, I might make another video and refer back to this video to show exactly what I mean. I will also do a video around this time. Okay? This time here is where I'll be saying, why are you buying? This is not the time to buy. But this is where 90% of people buy. 90% of people buy here, and then everybody loses. Because the people who bought here, the smart people who are buying here, who are taking advice from the experts, are buying here, you know what? They're selling here. They're selling to these people. So you don't want to be a person buying, giving your money to the people who are selling, who have bought here. And then you can watch the market go down for another 2 years of time, drop 90%. Your portfolio goes from $5,000 to $500. Okay? So that's my little spiel today. This is my little spiel. This is my pep talk. Okay, because this is where we are. I think it's extremely crucial that you understand that you are in a fantastic time. And if you just happen to stumble into this video and stumble into the markets at this time with some knowledge and understanding to get in, you have had a miraculous experience, because I actually found it out somewhere around here during the top, just because of all the cycles back in 2017. So you were at a very special moment in time. And I hope that you could somehow understand my comparison to give you something to think of when you're going to take your hard-earned money and put it into something that is uncertain and volatile, like the cryptocurrency markets. So with that, I wish everyone some good luck, and we'll see you in some upcoming videos soon, talking about some fantastic projects that are launching as we speak, that you can get involved in, you can get behind, and take advantage of some of the perks that come with early participation. Thank you.